Welcome everyone to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
LOL.
So we have a situation uh, with Marvel and Disney
Oh yeah.
where Jonathan Majors had a fight with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Now, again, we everything's alleged. It's not. We're not
Yeah.
saying it
That's
happened.
all it is, folks. It's hearsay. It's
We don't need no
alleged.
prob. We don't need no problems. But allegedly, she took his phone, thought he was talking to a girl, cheating or whatever. Allegedly, he choked her. Allegedly, he beat her up. Allegedly, she had to go to the hospital for bruises. Allegedly, the next day she had to go to therapy. And then his lawyers had immediately, she had filed charges in New York. Now, allegedly, he had contacted the police while this was going on to try to protect himself or whatever. And allegedly, things were so bad that it looked like he was guilty, which is why they turned on him to, I guess, arrest
Yeah.
him. But uh, allegedly, the lawyer just dismissed her like a piece of shit fly by night looking for money. And then allegedly, he supposedly paid her, like the lawyer paid her off, allegedly, to drop everything and just hush money and go away. And I guess allegedly, the district attorney saw that something was wrong and felt that, whatever, and he's putting him on trial for all this in May. Now, you could believe what you want to believe. I don't know what the situation is.
The deal
Oh,
is, yeah, he's allegedly done this, so it's innocent and proven guilty.
right. We don't
So
know if
it's
it's
really
definitely
he said
accurate or
she's
not.
that types of
Right. It's
things.
just, but the thing that makes no sense to me is the fact that, well, she had bruises.
Yeah.
She was treated for it.
But how bad? But yet again, being the devil's advocate, how bad were those bruises?
Correct, but she
Were
also went
they?
for therapy.
Were
But
they?
then she
Were they? Could they have been self-induced? Could they have been? Okay.
correct, but
Could they
but
have
she
been
also
defense? Could
dropped
have been that
all
he,
chart.
instead of putting her on her neck, he could have had him on her shoulders,
But
try to
she
hold her back.
dropped all charges. She dropped everything and says nothing happened and blah blah blah. But it's the New York City, I guess, district attorney that doesn't believe that
Yeah.
and is putting this guy on trial. Now, oh, Chris is very good. I want to grab him in here and talk about this. So Chris could shed some light on this because I don't want to get it wrong. So we shall see. Give me a second to pop in here. Did he get it? He got it, right? There's when you share the link, it's kind of weird, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's not like it was, right? It's different. Okay, that's Chris. Hey,
Hey, Chris.
What's up, everybody?
we're live. What's going on, bro?
Not too much.
So we're discussing this Kang situation. You want to go into detail about it?
Oh, he's screwed.
He did Joker, right? You think?
Apparently, him and a bunch of other women too.
Right. So in other words, stuff came out. Was it today or past couple of days that he's been victimizing people allegedly? Is that alleged?
Yeah. At first, it was this one. I guess it was his current girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Now I don't really know. There was
Right.
allegedly he had put his hands on her throat or something like that because she grabbed his phone when she saw texts from another woman. That's the story right now.
Right.
Nobody knows the actual story except for them, of course. So I think we have to wait for more information about that situation in particular to come out before we can say for sure what happened. His legal representation is still saying that he's innocent, but those text messages that they put out did not really do him any favors because it sounded very manipulative
Right.
on his end.
I am Kang.
Yeah. And then there was, of course, people that he had gone to acting school with. I guess they were directors or fellow actors or actresses.
I heard about a director that went against him.
Yeah,
Right?
they were not fans of him. And then recently, his management and his PR studio or PR company that was working with him, they dropped him, which is definitely not a good sign.
That's bad.
And then there were rumors that Marvel allegedly knew who they were going to recast him with.
Oh,
But officially, they're saying that no conversations have taken place about that.
I heard about the Marvel
I find that very hard to believe.
Yay, nay recasting thing. That one I did hear about.
so who was the choice?
I don't know who it is. There's a picture of him online. But I know the most recent thing that I heard was apparently there were more women that came out with allegations against him. So it does not look like he's going to be playing.
No, but
Kang
my thing
anymore.
was, who was that Marvel considering?
I don't know the guy's name. I
Okay.
just saw a picture of whoever it was.
Does he look like Jonathan Majors?
Not really.
Mm.
He is a black actor, which obviously you have to. I would stick with that. But I don't know. It's a really unfortunate situation because not only a lot of people got to remember too. Not only was he, He Who Remains and Kang and Victor Timely, but they fully established that almost every variant of this character is
Correct.
Jonathan Majors. It wasn't like, oh,
Correct.
it's this actor too and this actor too.
I know that's the problem.
There are rumors that there are other variants of Kang that are not being played by Jonathan Majors, but as of right now, every incarnation of this character was Jonathan Majors. And we have Loki season 2, which I think is probably going to get delayed now. If they're really like, oh gosh, this guy really was an animal, he's been beating people up his whole life, I don't think it's a good look.
You can't cut that though.
No, I think they may have to refilm it.
They can't.
Sure they can.
It's done. The whole season's wrapped on him.
They could pull it. They could pull it and reshoot it. That wouldn't be the first time they've had to do something like that.
The whole season?
Yeah.
Wow.
If they have to delay it, yeah, I would not be surprised if we hear a lot of delays.
Oh
soon.
shit.
Because I there were rumors that things were going to get delayed, and one of them.
There's a lot of movies that have nothing to do with Kang, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well,
like
that'll be
Marvel.
fine. The Guardians will come out. The Marvels apparently did have something to do with him.
Oh,
Really?
Whether or not
hold my excitement to end.
Yeah, whether or not he's in the movie or not, I don't know. But if the spoilers are true, allegedly that movie has some sort of incursion that he causes in it.
Oh.
So I don't know, but that movie has its own problems. Because if what we've heard is true, which I would imagine is, because Jeff Snyder, the guy who leaked it, is usually right about this stuff.
Well, why don't you tell us? Tell
He
us
said
first.
he allegedly was, well, not allegedly, he said outright that movie behind the scenes was allegedly a nightmare.
Right.
And it may not, like, there are people out there who are saying that, this movie may make people like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
how bad it apparently is. Like, they're like, you
Whoa.
might look back at Ant-Man and be like, actually, that was good.
Why are these movies bad lately, though? A lot of them.
You know what it is to me? I can't say that this is outright, but I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think they've gone too far with this multiverse thing.
You think maybe they're just letting people do what they want to do? That's another problem?
I think it's partially that, but I also think that there are some stories that need to stay in comics, and I think this is an example of one of them.
Well, So okay, so we have Guardians that's coming out soon,
Yes.
and then Marvels. Now, what is the first movie that brings up Kang? Besides, we heard that maybe Marvels, the Marvels, whatever. Because I don't know of any movie that
Well, we know
is going to
that
directly reference him other than Fantastic Four, but that's wow,
Right.
bro. Wow,
we know that I think his next confirmed appearance was supposed to be Loki season 2, as Victor Timely and allegedly one or two other variants of Kang are going to be in that as well.
Right.
As far as movies go, I think you're right. I think it was Fantastic Four. They were also saying
Scarlet
that
the Ramatut was supposed to be there.
Ramatut, yeah. They were also saying that he was apparently going to show up in allegedly Shang-Chi 2 is going to be a direct line into the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, she's got to take the rings back, right?
Something like that. And then there was also a rumor that they were fast tracking Doctor Strange 3 before Kang Dynasty. And allegedly there was a weird rumor that they were going to set up Doctor Strange as being like Kang's arch enemy. And that if you look at it from a certain point of view, I'm going to throw the Obi-Wan thing in there. If you look at it from a certain point of view, Kang was not actually the villain. He was trying to stop Doctor Strange, who he perceives as the villain because he's causing a whole bunch of incursions.
That's bullshit, though.
I don't like that. I actually really hate that. I'm a Doctor Strange guy, so I'm biased.
You don't care about killing anybody, Kang. You don't give a shit.
Right.
Right.
And then, of course, he would be in Kang Dynasty and then allegedly show up as the Beyonder in Secret Wars.
He shouldn't be the Beyonder, though. He's not the Beyonder. Beyonder and Kang are not the same person in the comics.
Yeah, I know. They were going to change that, apparently.
Maybe they should change it back.
I think they may. Either they're going to recast him and then everything's going to be okay, or they're going to change it completely.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is it too far to remove Kang directly from every single movie other than Marvel's and Loki and just push him aside to Phase 7?
Yeah, because you've got the whole fucking movie as Kang Dynasty, you know?
Why don't you just scrap that? Why don't you just... I mean, they canceled Inhumans. Why don't they just make it Secret Wars and then... Like, Beyonder's a different person. Like,
I think it would be a bad look. I think they should just recast him.
Yeah, and look at how much trouble Marvel's having with... and Disney's having in general, so...
Yeah.
They're trying to save something. So
they need a couple of wins because this last season of The Mandalorian didn't cut it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a reason for that, though? Wasn't this Pedro Pascal's last season anyway?
Nothing about that is confirmed. I've heard that it's more so to do with Jon Favreau not being too happy with Lucasfilm. And Dave Filoni not being as involved with The Mandalorian because of his new position and because he's doing Ahsoka.
So why put out a shit season then?
Well, they didn't think it would. They didn't do that on purpose. They thought what they put out was good. It's just it didn't land with everybody.
Good that you put Jack Black.
And look at the episode with Jack Black and Lizzo. That thing.
Well, here's the big.
What is that about?
What
is that about?
The big rumor apparently is that somebody. I'm gonna say Kathleen Kennedy, but I can't say for sure. Somebody interfered in the back and wanted to make sure that Grogu was with the Mandalorian, with Din Djarin in season 3.
Why?
That allegedly was not the plan. The plan allegedly was that season 3 of the Mandalorian was going to be about Din Djarin. Grogu was going to be in it sparingly while training with Luke. And then at the end of the season, he would make the decision to go back to Din Djarin and leave Luke. Apparently, from what I understand, somebody was like, no, we need to have Grogu and Din Djarin be together the whole season of Mandalorian season 3.
So you're basically redoing season 1 in a way.
Right. So that's why in the Book of Boba Fett, they just kind of threw them back together. And then anybody who didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett or knew what was happening puts on season 3 and is like, what the hell is going on? I personally believe that season 3 was, again, you're right. There were issues with Pedro Pascal. I think he's going to come back because I think he's going to be in the movie. I really do. I really hope so.
What movie?
The Mandalorian movie.
There's going to be a Mandalorian movie?
Yeah, did you guys hear about what they announced it?
That is a movie, The Mandalorian?
Yeah, the whole Mandoverse and Ahsoka and the main shows are culminating in that movie. Like, that's what they're leading to.
So it's called The Mandalorian. That's the name of the movie?
Well, no. Nobody knows what it's called yet. A lot of people think it's going to be called Heir to the Empire because apparently Thrawn is going to be the villain.
Right.
So there's 3 movies that they announced. Dawn of the Jedi, this Mandoverse movie, and then New Jedi Order. The main shows, The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and maybe 1 or 2 others are leading to this Mandoverse
but
movie.
The New Jedi Order is years after Mandalorian, though.
New Jedi Order is 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker.
Right. So what does that have to do with the Mandoverse?
Nothing. The Mandalorian movie is separate.
Okay.
It's its own thing. It's going to be before Episode 7.
Is Kylo Ren alive still? Ben Solo?
No, he's dead.
They're not bringing him back.
He could come back, but right now he's dead.
They're not going to say that he's on Tatooine, they're married, and she's pregnant with his kid.
No. If they do anything, they'll have to resurrect him. But Adam Driver.
Why don't they just say he didn't die? Like she healed him at the end.
Because that's not canon. The canon story is that he died.
But where did they reference it that he died? Other than, like, where was it said? What took place after that movie that was referenced?
Because he became one with the Force.
He definitely became one with the Force?
He's dead. Yes, he's dead.
Okay.
Now, they could bring him back. They've been hinting in recent years that there are ways to bring people back.
But he didn't, I don't remember him becoming a Force ghost in
He did faded into the Force. He became one with the Force.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, he faded?
Yep.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, remember where his body disappears?
Okay.
Right when Leia's body, it doesn't make any sense. It
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, they could bring him back, but I mean, I
would just screw up every single fucking thing about how Jedi's and.
Well, yeah, that and a lot of people like Rey is confirmed to be in it, and she's gonna be like 40. You know what I mean? So I mean,
was that a real picture that she's pregnant or something or not?
No, that was fake.
All right.
Now again, I think they should have ended it with them being together and her giving birth to twins, and that was Jason and Jaina. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen.
Right.
But yeah, the one that I'm really worried about, because like I think the Mando one will be okay because Dave Filoni is writing and directing it, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Dawn of the Jedi.
Third season was not okay, right? So like,
no.
Why would it be okay?
He didn't write and direct that.
Okay.
If Ahsoka is good, then you'll know that the movie's probably going to be good. Now the New Jedi Order thing, I'm like 50-50 on. I'm like, if they actually get their heads out of their asses and they put their minds to this could be good. Could be good is the
But is she evil or no? She's not going to be evil, right?
No, she's rebuilding the Jedi Order.
But she's not going to be evil at all, right? With it, and Poe Dameron's in it, and Finn are in it.
They're trying to get them back, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to come back though.
Oscar Isaacs does. He's okay with it. They can't. It doesn't sound like Adam Driver wants to come back though. So I have a funny feeling Ben's.
Why they actually asked him?
He said he didn't want to do more Star Wars.
But they asked him.
I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah. Now, of course, they could write him the check, and then he's
isn't
like,
he?
"Oh yeah."
Isn't he in final negotiations to be Mr. Fantastic?
I hope so. I really do.
That would work. You think that would work?
I listen. The alternative was him being Doctor Doom, apparently.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
I can't see him as Doctor Doom. I can see him as Reed Richards. I think that he would do a really good job. I really do. Adam, despite what anybody may think about him in Star Wars, I've seen Adam Driver and other things. The guy is a phenomenal actor. He is great. So I think he would bring just enough awkwardness to Reed Richards that he would endear himself into people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As Doctor Doom, I think would be terrible.
Now, who is Doctor Doom? We don't know yet.
I was hoping it would have been Henry Cavill. I'm still hoping for that, actually.
Now, he's not even in the Fantastic Four movie.
Who, Doctor Doom?
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to show up in an end credit scene.
Okay.
I have a funny feeling because allegedly they were supposed to introduce him in the end credits of Black Panther or Wakanda Forever.
Really?
Yeah, he was supposed to be the one funding that expedition to get the vibranium out of the ocean.
So now what is he gonna? He's not gonna be the villain at all in these movies, though. They're just building him up, though, right?
I have a funny feeling they're building him up to be the Thanos of like Phase 7, 8, and 9 or something like that.
Okay.
Which I'm okay with. I like Doctor Doom, so you know I'm in.
Right.
You know, whatever they want to do with him.
Now they supposedly they signed Patrick Stewart, right? James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, and Ian McKellen.
They're supposed to have Hulk in this in the.
I heard they signed them all.
In the Wolverine Deadpool 3 thing.
That one apparently is going to be crazy. Like that plot is like he goes back in time and he stops Logan from dying at the end of Logan or something, and that's why Wolverine is with him. And
so he prevents that future
by accident, apparently. Yeah.
But then he has to reset it, I guess.
Well, apparently what happens is he causes so much damage that the TVA starts coming after him, and they're like, "The hell are you doing?" And then it shows up.
Fix it, right?
Yeah, because again, allegedly, I guess it's going to be revealed that Kang is, screwing everything up even worse.
Right.
And,
the whole Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe type of setup thing.
Yeah, but by accident though.
Yeah.
Because apparently, again, this may be a spoiler. It may not be true, but. Allegedly, like Scott just said, he's not going to be killing anybody in the MCU or in Sony. Allegedly, his antics are going to lead to the destruction of the Fox universe.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like his oh shit moment,
But they're going to come to our universe?
Some people will, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But going back to Star Wars really quickly, the third movie is Dawn of the Jedi, which allegedly is the story about the first Jedi, and it takes place 25,000 years before the main story.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't think that's a good idea.
That's not a good idea.
I'm like, what makes you think?
So they have no technology then,
so
right?
Basically, they're setting up a prequel to everything.
They have no technology though, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing that gets me, right? The minute that I see a lightsaber show up in that time period, I'm like, you did it wrong. Like that because
there's not supposed to be any lightsabers, right?
They're supposed to have at least regular swords imbued with the Force, because that's how.
That's like what they did with the Enterprise that time, and it was like shitty technology, and like, well, how could you like that?
There could be rudimentary technology, but as far as like an actual lightsaber, no.
That sucks. Who cares about that?
Yeah, because they hadn't yet found those crystals, those Kuiper or whatever.
That thing you shared. Let's switch gears to Godzilla because that creature. That's what the creature is.
Let's start off with. Let's kind of go from the beginning there, right? So today, out of nowhere. There was no precedent for this or anything. They dropped a teaser revealing the title of the next MonsterVerse movie. So officially, the title is Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire.
But X is meaning end. Is that what that means?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now they do that a lot in Japan, where I think the official way to say it is cross. So like Godzilla cross Kong: The New Empire. I don't think that's
the Batman versus Superman, Batman.
Right. I don't think that's what they mean here. I'm pretty sure that they're just trying to say Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire.
But who's the villain?
Okay, so now I like that title. I'm just going to put that out there. I think that's a great title.
Okay.
So the trailer, for anybody who hasn't seen it, it's very short. It starts off in the Hollow Earth in what appears to be another Kong temple. And there is what appears to be a Kong-like Titan sitting on a throne, and the camera pans out, and surrounding this throne is a huge yard of skeletons, and it's specifically skeletons of Godzillas and other Kongs. And then it pulls out to two distinct skulls, one of Godzilla, which is glowing blue, and then one of Kong, which is glowing orange, and then you hear Godzilla's and Kong's roars respectively. Then the title comes up, Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire, and then it shows this new Titan looking up at the camera, and it's clearly some kind of Kong. But the thing is that if you look at the body type, it's not a gorilla. In fact, it looks more like a chimpanzee, which is kind of weird. I'm like, I don't really know what they're going for there.
So I thought they were going to go with Space Godzilla. They're not going with that?
Well, here's the thing, right? So this thing seems to have red fur or reddish fur. It looks like it's wearing red war paint on its face. But the thing that really got me and a lot of other people was that when this thing looks at the camera, its eyes are glowing blue.
Yeah, I did not.
What does that mean?
Trailer, so
now, when I say like its eyes are glowing blue, I'm not saying that it has like a blue iris in both eyes. Its eyes are literally glowing.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
I think this is the main villain of the movie. And I think what this is a survivor of the Godzilla Kong War. And this is a particularly strong subspecies of Kong that has killed both Godzillas and Kongs in the past. It's been in the Hollow Earth all this time, allegedly locked away or in some kind of hibernation or something. And I think, don't quote me on this, this is just me speculating. I have a funny feeling that this is a Kong that has Godzilla powers.
What?
I think that it has absorbed a ridiculous amount of the Hollow Earth energy, and it's just a ridiculously strong Kong that has atomic abilities.
See, I don't know if I like this, because the thing is, like, I thought it was supposed to be like Space Godzilla or a creature, not like an ape again.
So, yeah, this came out of nowhere. And I'm not like, I'm really interested in this because I want to know where this is going. I don't think this is the only enemy monster in the movie.
I know, but
I think that there's more.
Maybe he's not the main villain. He doesn't look like that.
I think
great.
he's the main villain because they devoted this whole teaser to this, to whatever this
I
is.
don't know. I was kind of disappointed when I saw that. I'm like, what the hell is that thing?
Now, my thing is this: they re-released the synopsis for the movie. It hasn't changed; it's the same synopsis that they released originally. And from what we know of some leaks in the movie, is that they are not just in the Hollow Earth; like they travel around the surface of the Earth a lot in this movie. Now, there's also that scene. The very first thing we ever heard of this movie was that they were filming in Australia, but that was it was being like a double for Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So the scene takes place in Brazil, but they were shooting in Australia, right? And it's people on the beach, and the guy directing the scene is yelling at the extras going, "Look up. There it is. Keep looking up. Now run away. It's up there. Keep looking up at it." So either this is Godzilla coming ashore, which I don't know why they'd be yelling "look up." I mean, I know you'd have to look up at Godzilla if he was coming, but like,
right.
Here's my thing about that though, right? Godzilla's not going to come ashore in the shallow water. He's going to start off out in the ocean. So you're not necessarily looking up at that. You'd be looking out. You know, he doesn't beach himself and then come up. So like, to me, it sounds like they're looking at something in the sky.
Right.
And so immediately, the worst idea in my mind was, can this Kong fly?
Oh, shit.
Are they looking at a flying Kong?
That's terrible.
In other words, using the breath to get it
is
from...
it like a Goku? Like, is he flying like a Super Saiyan? Now, let me say this. I don't think that's what's happening in the scene. I think it's another Titan that can fly. I think that's what they're saying. I think there are other Titans. What I think is going to happen in this movie is that Monarch and Kong are in the Hollow Earth. We know that. They're going to stumble upon this temple. They're going to wake this thing up. It waking up is going to cause Godzilla to be like, what's going on down there? And then he's either going to go down there, and that's going to make Kong mad. And I think this is going to go one of two ways. Kong is going to make contact with this other Kong creature. And maybe at first they're cool with each other. Like, oh, look, another Kong. Oh, another Kong. You know, Godzilla's going to go down there. Kong's going to be like, what are you doing down here? They're going to team up against Godzilla. And that's when Kong's going to realize that this other thing is some like rogue element. And then it's going to escape to the surface. It's going to cause a huge amount of problems on the surface. And then they're both going to have to stop it. That's my...
It's not like the Son of Kong or nothing like that, though.
So here's my thing about that, right? We have now established that there is more than one Kong. Like the idea that Kong is a last member of his species,
Right.
That's now out the window. So there's now a precedent that there could be more. So could there be a young Kong at the end of the movie that he adopts? Sure. I don't know. This came out of nowhere. This whole being another Kong, it being some sort of...
But there's no more Godzillas, right?
Well, technically, Doug is a Godzilla.
What?
You know that little lizard in Godzilla vs. Kong that eats the rock crab thing as they're traveling through the Hollow Earth?
Yeah.
That's a member of Godzilla's species. It's a subspecies of Godzilla.
Oh.
So technically, there could be.
Going back real quick to when you were saying the director was pointing to the sky, people to look in the sky. Do you think it could be Mothra?
I mean, sure.
I mean, because I'm listening to this, I'm thought it's possible they're directing to see Mothra.
Yeah.
Arriving, but that's the only other person I can think of.
Yeah, I don't. My only thing about that though is I don't think Mothra would like deliberately like dive bomb people on a beach.
Okay.
No, Mothra's a protector, though.
If anything, she would fly over, but make sure that she was high enough that they didn't get hit by a wind
because
gust.
Like I said, Mothra was the first person I thought of, and maybe just the way the way it's being described, it looks as though.
Now, is this one of 3 movies, or is it just a standalone?
Right now, this is the only thing that we know of. Allegedly, the Monarch show is going to have some connection to this. That show is probably coming out pretty soon.
Okay.
Because if they're willing to release this, I would imagine that means that the movie is probably almost done.
See, I'm confused though, because I thought we're supposed to see the Toho Godzilla first.
We are.
So why would they drop this trailer then?
The Toho Godzilla has nothing to do with the Monsterverse. It's completely separate.
But wouldn't it confuse shit if Toho's coming out this year?
On November 3rd, yeah.
So wouldn't it confuse people?
No, not really.
So you dropped the teaser for this,
mm-hmm.
but then you're still going to get a Godzilla trailer in like when? A couple weeks?
I'm going to say probably in August.
Right. Okay.
But that's going to... You got to remember, too, not many people are going to see that. That's going to be
but
Japan at first. And
right. So we're not going to see anything here then, probably, right?
Right. And it's going to be different enough so that you'll be able... Godzilla's going to look completely different. He's going
it's going to be a restart, isn't it, though?
It's in the 1940s.
Oh, shit.
1940s, 1950s. It's a completely different idea.
Why are they doing that, though? They're trying to redo Godzilla original? Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, they're trying to recapture the kind of the feel of the original. Yeah.
Why don't they just... So now they're going to start a whole thing with that?
Well, right now, apparently that's just supposed to be a standalone movie. And depending on how it does, maybe we'll see.
But nobody cares about it. Wouldn't they want to see Godzilla fighting somebody instead of like a whole origin shit again?
No. I mean, look at how well Shin Gojira did in Japan.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
All right, so besides Godzilla, besides Star Wars, besides Marvel,
mm-hmm.
what... I'm worried about one thing. I don't know if you...
What's
Indiana Jones.
Oh, but believe me, they're worried about that too.
Oh.
So, is it true that young Indy dies and fucks up the whole timeline?
If what people said about that test screening were true, yes.
and then it's just old Indiana Jones trying to do what?
Well, if what
And
they
it's
said in the
memory.
Fix
test,
it?
if what they said in the test screening was true, one of them dies and it erases them both from history, and then she takes over, and then that was going to be the thing. Yeah,
So how is that a victory?
it's not.
Indiana Jane and the Temple of Doom.
Allegedly, they were also going to give her a Disney Plus series, and then
But okay, so Kathleen Kennedy just wanted to murder everybody's fucking feelings towards Indiana Jones.
originally
Why would he like it though? I don't understand why he said he was great.
well, he really loves Indiana Jones, and he.
But why would this be great if the hero dies and has never been existing?
So we don't know if the ending is actually real, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Allegedly, they changed it, but I don't know. Harrison Ford might really just like it. Maybe he thinks it's a good idea. I don't know why he would think that, but whatever.
Okay, so now, if he doesn't exist, isn't his best friend have a kid? That's her. Isn't that like what it
I'm
is?
pretty sure that's his goddaughter.
So she wouldn't exist at all.
Why not?
Because I mean, isn't her birth tied into their adventures? And
As far as I
like,
know, no.
wouldn't it be like a timeline of like, oh,
she would technically still exist. She's just. I'm pretty sure she's
but
just. His goddaughter.
wouldn't she? Yeah, but wouldn't who's to say that the person that they meet up with them on their adventures, that's how his friend falls in love with?
Oh,
this
I don't know.
person?
At that point, I don't think she'd be erased from. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if that.
I don't
ending is
understand
true.
why this has to happen anyway. Like, I mean, I don't see. I found
Why?
it weird when I saw the trailer, like that. They started like. I mean, how old is he supposed to be in the movie? 80s?
He's pretty old. Yeah, he's up there. Yeah,
But it's taking place in what, 1960?
I think somewhere around there. Yeah.
It's like the fucking subway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would never expect that to happen and see that.
Well, again, James Mangold, who directed the movie, said that what we've heard is not true. However, you can't. I don't take anybody's word for it until I actually see it. You know what I mean?
So this thing makes you travel through time, or it alters time?
I guess it lets you travel through time, but I can't say for sure.
So why does he want it?
He wants to. Well, the villain wants to go back in time and, I guess, erase the mistakes that the Nazis made, and I guess help them win World War II.
Okay, and then they accidentally erase Indy?
That's apparently something that happens either at the end of the movie or toward the end of the movie. Allegedly.
But how could you have a movie like that? I mean, is he trying to do Logan again, where Logan died? I mean, he did that movie. Is that supposed to be a fitting thing to end? Oh, your whole career is erased? Your whole life is erased?
I don't know. Again, he said that that's not how the movie ends, but, again, I don't know. Here's the real kicker, right? He's supposed to direct Dawn of the Jedi.
Oh, fuck that.
So if this movie blows, they're going to have to
that.
cancel that fucking movie or get a new director.
So, okay, so let's just say they kill R&D, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the thing is that young Indiana Jones remembers this, and then there's a new timeline?
Maybe. If they change the ending, apparently.
And then he doesn't die because he created a whole new timeline?
See, that would be pretty creative, but it's Lucas.
I'm a little worried. Oh, another thing I want to talk about, too. I saw the trailer to the fucking Mogwai fucking Gremlins thing. What the fuck was that?
I didn't even see that.
Okay. So when was it established that the fucking Mogwai live in an alternate dimension of magic and creatures and all kinds of fucking shit? I was like, wait a minute. Like, that's canon to like Gremlins? That there's a portal with an alternate dimension with fucking all this shit? Their powers and what the fuck is going on?
I knew they were aliens, but I didn't know that.
Oh, god damn it. I don't know. I saw that and I was like, no, I don't want to see it. This is terrible.
You know
I don't know
what
what they're
is?
trying to do.
Everybody has to take something simple and make some kind of complicated backstory to it.
It was
And-
very simple. Like,
All right,
not.
and while sometimes that's okay, like if you have like an idea, not everything needs to have that, you know? Like,
I agree.
Bro, they never established that the fucking Mogwais were fucking interdimensional fucking magic. Fucking, there's fairies. There's fucking.
right. Yeah, but like in
What
Gremlins,
the
it was
fuck
just
you
like
doing?
it was just like a weird creature, you know?
Right,
It
you
was
don't know
like,
what that
yeah, you
was
know.
in World War II. Like, you don't know if the Nazis made them. You don't know, like, what the experimentation. You don't know what
It
the
could have
fuck
really
it
been
was.
anything. You could have put your own spin.
Right,
on it,
you
know.
could have been. That was a mystery of it that made it interesting.
Right.
It's like it was some weird fucking creature
Right.
that they found during fucking World War II or whatever, and then they can't explain it. It's not meant to be explained, and this is what happens. Right?
Yeah.
Not that they're aliens, not that they're fucking interdimensional beings, not that they're related to Harry Potter shit. Like, it's just like, wait, what?
Oh, that's
And now-
another thing we got to talk about. Yeah.
No.
I know. So I don't understand if they're afraid to damage the reputation of Gremlins for Gremlins 3. Why would they not be afraid to take these liberties with the animation? Because they just fucked everything up right now, I think.
I don't know. I personally, I think that a Gremlins 3 would, if done well, could probably be pretty funny. You know, I mean,
But this is canon or not canon?
I couldn't tell you.
So let's go talk about Harry Potter.
Let me ask
right.
this question, right? And
Right.
really, I want people in the comments. I really want you to, like, honestly. There's no right or wrong answer here. Does anybody actually care about a Mogwai origin story?
No,
I don't.
not at all.
No, big deal. So what?
Not at all, man.
Now let me
Just
ask you.
keep them a mystery. That's
They
just
didn't even fucking
Right.
give a shit.
Let me ask you a follow up to that. Who would rather see a decently well done dark comedy Gremlins 3?
Me.
I would.
sitting here.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah,
I'd
that
be
would be a
fine with
dark
that.
comedy like the very first one.
Right.
Right.
I'm not saying that like it's got to be gory or anything
Yeah.
like that.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You know,
I could see it. I could see it.
it could have the same tone as that Renfield movie that came out.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
You know,
That bombed, but okay.
that was gory, but I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like tone wise.
Right.
You know, it's silly.
What's up, Liam?
People are having fun. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of
I'd
thing.
rather see a dark, like you said, dark comedy for 3.
Remember-
but this
remember
whole
when-
notion of you're right. This whole intradimensional.
Right.
This created them. This created that, and you're
Remember when
Well,
you went to the movies to have fun?
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like you got to have a PhD
A
in fucking
purpose.
quantum mechanics to
Yes.
understand the origins of
Yeah.
these things. Like,
Absolutely, and it's fucking ridiculous now. It's honestly like you got to think it
it's
out.
the generation, they want to know, well, how did this get created? And a lot of us think we don't give a shit how something got created. We just
Yeah.
want to go
Now
into a movie,
again,
be
now-
entertained, and
right,
Yeah.
you're right, Scott. And now again, there are things that warrant that. Like
Yeah.
there are certain things that's like, hey, I want to know how that works. Okay, but I guarantee you, Mogwais were not one of those things.
no, they're not. No,
No,
They told you everything you needed to know about them in the 2 movies. Don't
Yes.
get them wet. Don't
Correct.
feed them after midnight, and
Correct.
don't get them in the sunlight or regular light because
Right.
one will kill them and the other will hurt them.
Right.
That's it. I don't
That's what you
need
need.
to know. I don't need to know that they're from Kepler 16 and
Correct.
Galaxy 4 Universe.
they've been in a war with the Krites of the critters,
You
and
know,
they've been like curtains.
I don't need to know that Doctor Strange went into their universe.
Right,
I
no,
don't need to know this
exactly.
stuff. You know,
I don't need Doctor
and-
Strange to visit the lava
somehow
planet where
Goku
Darth Vader
went
is. No.
needed to stripe. Yeah.
Okay.
My God, a Mogwai origin story. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, who the fuck came up with that, by the way?
You know what that's called? It's called lazy ass writing.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
You're
It's
absolutely
called
right.
lazy ass writing.
Let's get to the Harry Potter business.
Oh, that's dude.
All right, so maybe you could explain this to me because I don't understand.
I'll do
I,
my best.
I look at things differently. So
Right.
I'm of the mind that because now everything on Twitter, the way everybody is like, oh, you're vegan or you're a meat eater, you're horrible, right?
Yeah.
You have to like the person, like the person has to be exactly like you, or you can't like the person, right?
Yeah.
So, God forbid you vote for a different person, that you're scum, right?
It's tribalism at its finest. It's
Yes,
digital
bingo.
tribalism.
So either you eat differently, they don't like your body, your physique, your voting privileges, your gender. So now, again, I've seen people where they try to make it that they're taking her name off the Harry Potter books. Like, that makes no sense because she's the creator of it.
They're
Like,
not going to.
okay, so here's the thing now. She has final say over everything, right?
She is an executive producer on this.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
She's not broke.
No.
And even if she gave away most of her fortune, she still makes money.
Right.
So you have this situation where all these kid actors that you brought into this fucking thing hate your fucking guts, right? And people are rebelling because of her, what she has to fucking say, her beliefs. And I guess the Fantastic Beasts got kind of suffered, right? Or is it just shit?
The movies just sucked. The first one was okay.
Okay, they just sucked. All right. So who was the one that had the idea to restart this whole thing? She did?
David Zaslav.
Or wasn't even her?
She's involved in it, but allegedly the buck stopped with him. He allegedly looked at the Harry Potter IP and was like, "Why are we not doing something more with this?"
Because the thing is, right? They do this all the time with shows or reboots, right?
Yeah, but this is a special case of this. Like, this is.
Well, okay. So the thing is, nobody gave a fuck with the video game. They bought it anyway, even though people were against them. You can't play this because
the shit
this means if you play this, you're against. If you play this, you believe what she believes, and you're against genders, and you're against trans, and you're against this. You just want to play the fucking video game, and people went out of shape, right?
I also want to point out that many people of the said victimized community looked at that stance and said, "You're all out of your fucking minds. Play the damn game."
Right. Correct. You know? Which I don't give a fuck what you eat. That doesn't mean I eat it. I don't care what you believe. That doesn't mean I just want to play the fucking video game, right? Yeah. I didn't play it yet.
Also, too, let's play the card here. These people, a lot of them in these communities, in this group, whatever you want to call them, they don't want to be victims.
Right.
They speak for themselves. It's these other people that are trying to speak for them, and they look at
a lot of people, crazy people in every community. In the movie community, in the gaming community, in the Harry Potter community, they're all crazy fucking.
Those are the people. Those people that are like, you're too weak to speak for yourself, so I will. Those are the people you have to watch out for.
Yeah, exactly.
They are crazy at times.
Well, look at the thing we have now. We a person walked in with an axe in the fucking gas station that was trans. And then out of nowhere starts chopping people up. Hey, crazy stuff going on, man.
You got nuts. You got crazy people in every walk of life, you know?
Yeah. All right, so with this situation, they want to restart Harry Potter. Restart it, right? I guess every season is supposed to be a book in Harry Potter, I believe.
Yeah, every season is, I guess, is supposed to be one of the books, and they said that allegedly they're going to make the season or the show as close to the books as possible. So,
in other words, they're going to woke the shit out of it.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, probably, but the books are not written that way.
Didn't they say they're going to change races and genders with this?
No. They came out, and this is where they may have shot themselves in the foot. They said that it's going to be like 1-to-1 with the books.
Oh, exactly like the book.
Like they're going to make them almost exactly as if the book is just being written on the screen.
Okay.
Now, I agree with Scott, though. I don't think that's going to fly. I think they're going to change things. No. They're going to make people mad. But you want to know the thing that gets me? They're apparently committing to this for 10 years.
That's insane.
They'll be lucky. I'm going to be nice, just like the whole Avatar thing. they'll be lucky to get 2 to 3 seasons.
No, but Avatar's a different story. Avatar 2 was fucking phenomenal.
It was. I mean, it's good, but I still can't see how.
No, not that it's good. It broke right. Avatar 2, regardless of whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
That made it where 3, 4, 5, and 6 is going to happen, like he said it was. Right?
Oh yeah.
Chris?
And I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. I kind of had a feeling that the fans of Avatar have been locked up in a room for so many years. They had nothing new. And now that they do, they were all going to come out of the woodwork to see this. And that's pretty much what they did. And so now at least Avatar, I would think 3 and 4 are probably a lock. But again, I don't know.
But you think that people are going to rebel against Harry Potter?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because I can, like I said, I don't see 10. I see maybe 2 or 3, and then maybe the fandom will start dying off.
But aren't they going to just keep going like they did with Star Trek Discovery because they don't want to admit failure and just like fucking pop them out?
It all depends on how the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone season does. If that does really well, I think that locks in, like Scott said, at least 2 more. And then depending on how those go, I think that locks in the rest.
Yeah.
My question is this, though. You are going to have to get actors to commit to this for 10 years. And they are going to have to
change their mind.
Right. They're going to have to grow with these characters, too, because you got to think about it. You can't just recast Harry the next season.
Bingo.
That's another thing, though. Things were different when they had those kids, right? Nowadays, this whole generation is totally different. Their attention span is gone. So, like, they don't. This whole generation doesn't want to be locked into anything for fucking any time.
And this is another thing. There's a couple of things here that they have to, unless they're going to get a show, or if they're going to get a different showrunner every season, you're going to have a bunch of conflicting styles, right? So I don't think they're going to do that. You're going to have to get a showrunner to commit for 10 years. You're going to have to get
and there's the rub right there.
And they got to get along with her, too.
Streaming services. We don't know if that's going to stay around. Yeah, it's the thing right now. But what happens if something else comes out in a few years and it's not a streaming service?
It's HBO Max, right?
It's Max now.
It's Max. Yeah, Max.
It's not HBO.
Next month or the month after.
It's going to be Max. Yep.
Yeah.
No more HBO.
Not HBO Max. It's going to be Max.
Wow.
It's just Max. Yeah.
And, okay. Here's another thing. There's rumors that David Zaslav is doing a lot of this to sell the company. What happens if he sells the company and the company that buys
it's going to be like fucking Black Adam and Superman.
Right. In my mind, am I intrigued to see what they're going to do with the show? Sure. But here's the caveat that I have, right? We know how this story ends already.
Yes, we do.
It's never going to make it past season 3.
Probably.
Because they're going to sell the company.
It's not going to make it. Unless they do it like day by day or week by week. That's the only way they can do.
So I have a question now. When we say sell the company, are we talking about the same fucking company that James Gunn is in charge of the whole fucking DC heroes?
Yeah.
So if the company is sold, James Gunn's fired.
No. They could negotiate to keep him and everything he's doing intact. It's kind of like what happened with WWE, right? The key people who are in charge of that company are still in charge of that company. They are just now owned by Endeavor. But Endeavor agreed to keep everybody in their positions and not change anything other
but
than.
It's possible they may just say no.
Yeah, but then you don't have to sell to them. If you want, and here's another thing. If James Gunn and the DC stuff come out and they do really well, a company that's looking to buy that would just go, we're not going to touch that. It's going to make us money. So they just kind of leave it alone, right? Now, here's the thing. One, this is just a rumor. It may not happen, a sale of the company. It doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Mm-hmm. Two, if Zaslav is really behind the scenes going, I'm selling this thing to Universal or to someone else or blah, 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 that puts more pressure on everything that they do, especially DC.
Right.
Because that Superman movie, Superman Legacy, if that doesn't do phenomenal,
they're fucking done.
Are screwed. screwed.
And look at the whole thing with Snyder. They're looking to bring him to the Netflix.
I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him.
They're looking to branch off and at least do it as
He's got a series coming out called Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
That they are banking on being like the next Star Wars.
But they're looking to see for Snyder's cuts, Justice League. They're looking to put it on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna.
I don't know.
I said looking to. I didn't say it was gonna.
Yeah.
That's the hope. That's the hope.
Speaking of DC, there was a story going around a little while ago. It might have been yesterday or the day before. Apparently, David Zaslav saw Aquaman 2, and he absolutely hates it.
Yeah, pulling it, right?
Possibly.
Never to be seen ever.
Or doing massive reshoots.
How many fucking reshoots are you going to do?
Apparently, the movie is that bad.
Why are these movies getting made then? I don't understand.
Well, the people that are making them think they're doing they like their movies. Like they're not like out there going, "Oh, this is a terrible movie." Like they
like Batgirl, fucking phenomenal movie too.
Thank God that was pulled.
Apparently, that was like unwatchable, to say the least.
I don't know. What about the Transformers? That good or that suck? Okay, you just answered my question.
I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. I'm not the biggest fan of where this is going.
I see.
That's
great. Another fucking franchise in the toilet.
Which sucks to me because, I'm a Transformers guy.
I know.
I got to tell you, there are no Decepticons in sight.
I don't know what the fuck. What are we doing? What are we doing now?
Here's the kicker. Spoiler alert. Stop watching now if you don't want Transformers Rise of the Beasts to be spoiled for you. Okay, you're probably still here because you don't care.
The Autobots are the villains, right?
We're setting up Unicron. Apparently, the after credit scene of this movie is Optimus Prime having a vision of Unicron's head eating the Earth.
Great.
Okay, but there's not a Decepticon in sight. So what the fuck is going on?
So, all right. Next question.
Yeah.
Turtles.
You can forget that.
Okay.
I forget that.
It's over?
It's dead. It's dead.
It's dead. What?
I saw a trailer for that new movie that they're doing.
We saw.
Sure. I don't know what I looked at.
Correct.
And I'm not like a Ninja Turtles fan or anything. I think they're actually pretty overrated. But
Seth
that
Rogen
looks
did
terrible.
What happened with April? She's supposed to be a news reporter, isn't she?
No, that's old fashioned.
She's a blogger now.
Oh shit,
dude!
She has to be.
Well, does anything have to happen in movies anymore?
What about The Rock? Is he really Dwayne Johnson a real jerk?
I don't know.
Because of all this shit with the Black Adam, then they're trying to say with this.
It all depends on how the DCU goes. If the DCU goes really well, then people will look right back at him and go, I can't believe that guy tried to take control of DC. If the DCU sucks, they're going to be like, I can't believe we didn't let this guy take control of the DCU or EU,
And he's doing, Momoa live action?
I don't even. Moana.
Moana. I'm sorry, Moana. Yeah. And so... What else? What else is there? Spider-Man. Can you give me any good news of Spider-Man or no?
Apparently it's going to come out sooner rather than later.
And apparently everybody gets their fucking memories back, so that's just pointless.
Oh, and then the across the Spider-Verse and into the Spider-Verse that that looks pretty good.
It does, but
kind of interesting. Yeah.
But Spider-Man does not, right? Because what are they doing?
With what? With the MCU?
Yeah,
this
okay. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong way, but
Probably
Wasn't
not.
like phase 1, 2, and 3 the build up for Thanos, right? And the Infinity Gems,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the build up for Kang? Like,
Well,
how could we
yeah,
have,
exactly. Yeah.
How could we have everybody doing their fucking own thing, right?
Mhm.
This is my thing, right? We're a unified branch of phase, right?
Right.
Okay. How is it that all these fucking movies are coming out and have nothing to do with Kang, right? My worry is this. The few movies they're going to have Kang is not going to be enough characterization in it
Right.
for it to make any fucking sense. And then the finished product looks like a jumbled mess because
Right.
supposedly they said no to Robert Downey Jr. He's not getting the money. Chris Evans doesn't want to come back. Everybody's like not wanting to come back. I think Mark Ruffalo made an announcement he probably doesn't want to come. So what are you going to fucking have that's going to battle fucking Kang? All these newbies.
Bob Iger said it. He told us what we were going to have. Did you hear what he told the investors?
What we're going to have? Ms. Marvel's going to save day?
He told the investors, and this is almost a direct quote. Quote, do we need sequels to these heroes? We have new Avengers. Let's use the new Avengers.
That's not going to work.
He must really want to kill this IP.
This is the problem. By the time that the people in the suits realize that this stuff is stupid, it's too late.
It's going to be dead. Yeah.
So you're going to have this. Okay, so this Spider-Man movie, right?
The Tom Holland one?
Yeah. It's not going to have anything to do with the Avengers, right? Not going to have any. It will.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be on his own. He's
supposed to. Apparently not anymore.
Oh. Who's he with now?
Daredevil and Kate Bishop, apparently.
This is the Disney effect that they fired that guy for, because the guy's like, you're just looking to make fucking money. Yeah. You know what the fuck you're doing, right? Yeah. They just want to pair people. They, oh, wow, look, it's fucking Haley Springfield. Oh, shit, look, it's fucking... No. Like, so wait, is she supposed to be a love interest for him?
No. They're all going after the Kingpin.
Why?
Because they want to do the Kingpin story with Spider-Man. So he's going to have a street-level story as his movie, and Daredevil and Kate Bishop obviously have their own things. With Kingpin are going to converge to stop.
Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, okay? You just went with Spider-Man, with the Avengers, with Thanos, all the way up here, right?
Right.
You're this high now, right?
Right.
And yes, we want Spider-Man to be by himself and do his own thing. But now you're bringing it down to the lowest possible. You're going from alien fucking dictator fucking powerhouses to a mobster.
Yes.
You can't do that. It's not going to work. You can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. It's.
All I'll say with that is I think we should just give it a shot and see, because they may have something really cool.
No, we're going to have a long Daredevil series that's supposed to be Daredevil with the Kingpin, and we're going to have that with the Punisher. Spider-Man has to have something else in there. It can't be with the Kingpin at all, or Kate Bishop, or anybody else. No Avengers. I mean, I get that, like, they're going to have Zendaya get her memories back. I get that Ned's going to get his memories back. But it can't be just happen. It's got to be a reason behind it. They got to be well thought out. And it's got to be a villain that's worthy of a villain, not... It has to be a villain. Like,
I think that will happen. The reason that I'm not upset with that is, one, we get him out of Iron Man's shadow, and two, it's a lot better than what we're getting with Sony. Because I don't know if you know what this Madam Web movie is about.
Oh, I know. It's Charlie's Angels. Terminator travel through time.
It sounds really bad.
And listen, the Kraven Hunter ain't that better either.
No.
He's an animals activist.
Yeah.
With fake fur.
Yeah. Because when I think Kraven the Hunter, I think animal activist.
Right, like he killed. So now he don't kill anybody.
I'm not saying he's like a poacher or anything, but like when I think Kraven the Hunter, that's the first thing I think of. Oh yeah.
Is this a Mandela effect? Is there a fucking timeline problem? Did
No.
somebody in real life? Did somebody fuck something up? Because
No, you
this
know what
shit
it
is
is?
all shit.
It's because the people in charge of the creative of these companies, they are not fans of the IP. So when they look at a property and they get an idea, they don't care whether or not it follows source material or respects the character. They want to put their own spin on it, and even though that spin may be asinine, they think it's a good idea. And they've been indoctrinated into the idea that if you disagree with what they're doing, then you must be some kind of phobe and or somebody who just wants to hate.
Yeah, I got it wrong, Liam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, mom had a little saying about that. It's like having the head dog. You get the head dog in there, and they've got to put their own. They have to pee on everything.
Right.
Ensure that their scent is.
Well, okay. So now the next thing I want to talk about is, I don't know. I didn't get to talk to you directly about this. I did want to talk to you about this. I don't think we did, right? I saw Prey.
Okay. Yeah.
And you saw it, right?
I didn't see the whole thing, but I know what happened.
Okay. I don't know if you know my reaction. Do you?
I don't remember. I may have seen your video, but I don't remember.
I don't know if I even made it. I liked it.
Yeah,
but
good.
A lot,
yeah.
Which I didn't think I was going to like it at all. Okay. Yeah. I was actually surprised that I liked it this much.
Yeah.
Like, now, we were worried about Disney fucking up Predator and Alien.
Oh, well, they did. They just didn't screw this up.
Right. So they didn't. Okay. So Predator now is okay for now. Right. Now, okay. Well, it's surviving. It had a successful film, correct?
It did. Yes.
Okay. So right now it's stable.
Right.
The franchise. Okay. What about the Alien franchise?
Okay. So they got that movie Alien Romulus coming out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is that?
Okay, so that is the next Alien movie, and it's like allegedly it's like removed from the story that they were telling. I don't know if it's considered canon or if it's
Ridley Scott has nothing to do with this.
As far as I know, no.
No.
There were some audition tapes from a scene that leaked. Actually, they may not even have been audition tapes. They may have been just like script readings. I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
It does not sound good.
Oh shit.
So I don't know.
We're running out of franchises to talk about that's not getting fucked up. What else do we have to talk about? G.I. Joe was fucked.
I was thinking about this on my way home from work the other day. For me, like just speaking for myself, there really is just the Monsterverse. Like I was trying to think of another franchise that I'm really invested in, and I couldn't think of one.
Like they fucked up Lord of the Rings, right? So that's.
Well, I didn't watch that. Lord of the Rings is okay. Like it's it's those three movies, and that's it for me. And obviously the books, if we're talking about as a whole.
So what the fuck else is there?
I don't know. Because I was thinking, I was like,
we've got
DC is Marvel has just jumped off a cliff.
Oh, they're just.
I'm sorry.
I don't even. Yeah. I gotta tell you, I don't even. The stuff in the comics, I don't even know.
Right.
We've got Strange New Worlds for Star Trek coming up.
Oh, all right. So Scott, give me an opener. Okay. So here's the thing. I was always a Trekkie, right? Growing up, of course, Doctor Who was my first experience. Well, Star Wars, then Doctor Who, right? Mm-hmm. So I was taken aback how excellently perfect Picard season 3 is, right? And you really don't need the other
final episodes tomorrow. So
3:00 in the morning. Yeah. Which is 11:33 right now, so I'm gonna be staying up to watch. But I was like, why couldn't they do this for years? They fucked up the whole Star Trek universe. Now they got it perfect, right? So now, from this success of Picard, they're announcing all this bullshit, right?
Mhm.
But this was bullshit that they planned before they realized Picard was being successful, right? This is bullshit created to the shit that sucks, right? When are we going to get announcements that's related to Picard or Janeway or whatever the fuck? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to do a Janeway series, I bet. I don't know.
Because I know Discovery's got their final season.
Who gives a shit?
Thank you. Yeah, that's how I feel. But I can definitely say I've made this crack a lot of times. I think Orville really put Star Trek on their toes, and that's why Strange New Worlds is a hell of a lot better.
I gotta watch that.
It's
but
good. It's good.
So Chris, so WWE was purchased, right?
It's going to be official soon. Yeah.
It's not official yet.
Not yet, but I mean, it's just because they're doing preliminary stuff. It'll be official later in the year.
So the company that owns UFC, owns WWE.
So the parent company is called Endeavor,
right?
And years ago they bought the UFC. They kept Dana White in charge of it. He's the president of UFC.
Right.
They just kind of own the company in the background.
Mm-hmm.
They bought the WWE. The asking price that Vince McMahon wanted was $9 billion. They bought it for $9.3 billion.
Wow.
And they put him in charge as the president. And they pretty much kept everybody in their positions. They are going to be laying a lot of people off because they're going to be combining. They're going to be combining WWE and UFC into one company, but they're still going to be separate entities. So Dana White will be the president of the UFC. Vince McMahon will be the president of the WWE. They'll just have the same marketing team, PR team, that kind of thing. Eventually. So that's basically how that's going. So eventually there will be a company that is WWE and UFC combined, but their on-screen products and stuff will still be separate like they are now.
And you think this is a good idea?
No.
Oh.
Now, normally I would say yes, because like at first he was going to sell to Saudi Arabia, which I was like, please God, no. So I'm okay with this. The one thing I think that they've messed up on is putting Vince in charge of WWE.
Yeah.
I think that's a terrible idea.
And Triple H is still in charge too?
Triple H is officially still in charge of creative, but that is being contested by people that work in the company because they're like, Vince McMahon is doing a lot of things in creative.
So Triple H is going to leave like Stephanie?
No. He's going to be there, but whether or not he continues with the same amount of power that he had is kind of up in the air.
And she's just not doing anything anymore with that.
She walked away from the company. Now, I was hoping, what I really wanted them to do, somebody made a really good point about this, was Endeavor buys the company and they make her the president of the company. Had they done that, I'd be totally on board with this.
Yeah, but what if he dies? Like, not that he wanted to die, but like,
Vince?
What if Vince dies? Yeah, who takes over?
I believe Nick Khan will take over.
So it's not even his daughter.
I'm sorry. Wait, let me correct myself. I believe Nick Khan is the president of WWE and Vince is the chairman of the board. I think that's how it is officially.
No, but let's just say, God forbid, Vince dies.
Yeah.
Who's in charge?
I'm pretty sure it would be Nick Khan.
But there won't be no clause that if Vince dies, he wants his daughter or his son to take over.
Left. She pieced out. She was like, I'm out.
They're enemies now.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah. Well, look at.
And what about
against him.
What about Shane? Shane is an enemy too.
Shane is lucky that the company, like the wrestlers, don't kill him.
Okay.
Specifically, Brock Lesnar.
Because he just wants to push himself.
He wanted to, yeah. Did you hear what happened to him at WrestleMania?
Did he get hurt?
He came out and he tore his quad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit. And Snoop had to.
Snoop Dogg saved that whole thing. Much respect to Snoop. He knew what to do.
Wow. Shit. You got Logan Paul in there now, huh?
Logan Paul's a good wrestler. He's a great
Wow.
That guy he should get off YouTube and just be in WWE.
Wow. He's just, besides YouTube, he's podcast and he does his She has his drink.
He brought KSI with him to wrestle.
I know. I saw that. That was great.
And he got frog splashed through a table by Seth
That
Rollins.
was
Great.
that was excellent. That was excellent.
WrestleMania was really good this year, other than the end. The end of WrestleMania was not good, but like most of it was really good.
Wow. You a Logan Paul fan? No.
Me as a wrestler, yeah. As a heel, I
Yeah.
think he's great. Yeah.
Wow.
There was a little while there where they were going to make him a face, and I was like, this is not going to work. And then
Right.
somebody was like, nah, he's got to be a heel, and he's actually a great heel.
And Jake's not coming in, or is he going to come in?
He was there once, and that didn't he didn't.
He's
really
doing
work.
his boxing thing still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you followed that?
What?
The boxing thing with Jake?
No, I
Oh.
don't really care about their boxing stuff.
Back to Marvel. There's
Yeah.
a new Moon Knight season or no?
They are going to do another Moon Knight season. They're also going to do another Miss Marvel. Those are apparently being.
Yay!
They're going to
Now
be.
Moon Knight, I can see. Ms. Marvel, they can.
Well, I'm
pretty
happy
much-
about Agatha, and I'm happy about Vision Quest because that's like my favorite shit. But are they gonna? They're not gonna do a She-Hulk. That's done, right?
No, She-Hulk's done. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going. She'll be in other things, but as far as her
Yeah.
being in a show, I don't know.
It's like
we
it's
got-
like Supergirl. They're
We
gonna.
got Daredevil, but are we gonna have Luke Cage and Iron Fist or no?
Probably not right now.
Okay. Oh, in closing, I guess we'll talk about this. So, I guess Billy, this whole thing reinvigorated with Billy. I think you know what I'm gonna say. With the Agents of Shield being canon or not, and them saying that Agatha never had she had the book for the whole 100 years, and Agents of Shield didn't have the Darkhold. And then when you even ask Google's like, Agents of Shield's an alternate timeline, right? Like flat out. So Billy is like,
I mentioned that to him on Facebook, and
Billy's losing it. Like, I'm like, Billy, just admit it already. It's over. You know, Agents of Shield is an alternate timeline. No, it's not. What do you think about that situation?
I have a funny feeling that it's actually canon. But I don't think that like if you pulled Kevin Feige aside, I don't think he would give you a straight answer.
Why?
I think that this is what I think personally. That show was always meant to be canon, and I stand by that because right before Age of Ultron came out, there was that episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that the character says, "I see an army of metal soldiers attacking," and blah 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 blah.
Right.
And that led right into Age of Ultron. So at least up until that point, that show was meant to be canon. It was meant to be in the MCU proper. Now I think it still is, but I have a funny feeling that behind the scenes they consider it a alternate timeline of the MCU. But like,
Because the blip never happened.
what?
Right with Thanos, they didn't incorporate that into the show.
I don't know. I don't.
yeah, I stopped watching. I
Supposedly
forget.
that never happened. So, and there was time travel involved that they said it could have. I mean, I didn't watch it either, but I just heard.
I think it's canon until somebody high up like Kevin Feige officially says it's not.
But if okay, here's the thing I have a problem with, Billy, because when they made the thing, the fucking creator of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. said that Coulson is dead
Yeah.
in the MCU.
Mhm.
Think of this like an alternate timeline, right? He said that like Coulson is not alive at all in the movies, period. But in my show, he's alive. So to me, right there, it shows that's an alternate timeline. Now, you could have the creator, you could have the fucking creator of the characters. Everybody could say it's a fucking alternate reality, and Billy will be screaming that it's canon, no matter what what would it take for Billy to admit that it's not canon? What would it
Coming
take?
from an alternate universe?
What
I
would it take?
don't think we can speak for Billy. If he
I
wants
know.
to believe that it's canon, and he has evidence to show that it is canon.
Correct.
There is more evidence to show that it is canon than it's not canon.
That's the main thing with Billy. As far as Jason being a zombie, Jason's not a zombie. But anyway,
I can only speak for myself, right? And as far as I go, I consider it canon, but in its own like microcosm of the MCU, Like it's telling its own story, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, if you take like the Bad Batch in Star Wars,
but Thanos never happened though.
it's in its own little thing, you know.
But Thanos never happened though.
But it did. It just may not have affected them.
No, but it didn't, because they didn't mention anything about a blip or anything about anybody got zapped or anything. It was just
They don't have to mention it in order for it to be canon. Think about how many things happen in Star Wars that people don't mention, but it's still canon, you know?
Right.
Like, nobody's mentioned General Grievous in The Mandalorian, but we all know that General Grievous is still canon, you know? So, for me, whether or not it would make sense or not, the only way that I would outright be like, this is not canon, is if Kevin Feige was like, no, it's not canon. Like, outright, no laughing. No, if he was like, it ain't canon, then I would be like, hey, Billy, I'm sorry, it's not canon, you know?
Either that or fucking the actor that plays Agent Coulson, Clark Gregg, flat out says it's not canon.
No, I wouldn't even take his word for it.
Wow.
Because actors can say and believe what they want about their characters in the story, but unless the head of creative is like, no, it's not, that's when I'd be like, yeah, okay, it's not. But since Kevin Feige has, to my knowledge, has never said that, there's more evidence to say that it is canon than it's not.
I guess the only way we're gonna find out is if in Loki series they have Agent Coulson in there.
Jeez.
Oh, why would Loki have anything to do with it?
Because Loki's the one that killed Agent Coulson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. So.
But it's not this Loki, though.
Well. He did kill Agent Coulson.
In that timeline, yeah, but it's still not the same Loki.
It is the same Loki because everything is the same up until when they went to bring him to Asgard. Because he did kill Coulson, they formed the Avengers, whatever.
This is technically not the same Loki, though. Like, this is...
I understand. Like, it isn't. Just like they're saying the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. diverged from the timeline by doing a time travel, whatever. But the thing is that he did kill, in his timeline, Coulson.
He killed that version of Coulson, yeah.
Okay.
But that timeline is also gone.
Well.
No, it's gone. They got rid
it's gone. Okay, it's gone.
They got rid of it in the first episode. It's gone. Like, that whole...
So if the universe is gone, where's the gems?
They're gone.
The gem that he had.
Gone. Well, it's in the TVA.
But it doesn't work.
It's powerless. It has no. It's literally just a paperweight.
Because the universe is gone.
Well, that and because they just don't work outside of their universe.
We think.
No, like legitimately, they don't work outside.
They don't work outside. Okay.
Because they're synced up to their universe.
So then, if the gems don't work outside the universe, those gems that they stole from the past is from different universes.
Technically, yes.
What?
Yeah. This is why time travel doesn't work. Unless you set up the rules for it, which they did not. Look, let's be honest, okay? I'm sorry, guys. Like, comments about Endgame is not a very good movie. The end is good, but Endgame is not a very good. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It has good moments, but when you start to think about it, it's like,
You get a headache because they had to put all the gems back.
Right.
And then that timeline that they put the gems back. Okay, so like they beat up Star-Lord to get the gem, right?
Right.
How are you going to put it back because he got beat up? So he's not supposed to get beat up.
Right.
So now how could that go and fit the same way?
Well, the idea there is that Captain America put it back before he got beat up. And so he never got beat up.
But then you prevented it from... You prevented them from getting the gems then.
This is what I mean. Endgame, the time travel in Endgame is not well thought out. It's just kind of a means to an end. Really.
The grandfather. Think of it this way: it's the grandfather factor to the nth degree.
And he shouldn't be in the same timeline. Old, married to her.
Right.
All right. You know what? This is a whole other podcast. That
right. Yeah,
I don't really feel like talking about this for 3 hours.
I'm sure that there's people out there that have they have a way to make it all work, but that's not
Like Billy. No, I'm just kidding.
he's
I
just-
love you, Billy. I love you, Billy. I'm screwing with you. I'm not. This is not a real battle or nothing.
Before we leave, I got to do one little thing. All right? One tiny little thing. Hang on. Come on. That was your cue.
Love poetry inspire dramas such as Sorrow of Separation, Twists of Hate, or Perfect Wish. Not hearing of what's going on in Hollywood or Japanese Shin series, and Doctor Who. Wonder if the same person will achieve top dog status in the US with PlayStation.
Wow, I got a
Many
commercial.
other
Mike.
things can be gleaned from watching Joseph J. Capriccioso, aka Matrix Lore 212 on YouTube, or nearest bookstore or Amazon.
That's awesome, dude.
That's great.
I didn't even know you did that, bro. That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep. Like I said, whenever I do my my little third eye vision thing, that's one of the little
I was in
things
shock
that's one
when
of the
you
things I play when we get featured.
When we were off air and you played that, I was in shock. I couldn't even believe that you did that for me, promoting my books all the time. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, honestly. So that's cool. I love it. So as far as gaming goes, because this is everything show, I did lose my 9th rank.
Oh,
My 8th rank. My 8th rank. I'm 9th rank now.
okay.
But
Hey, you gotta get Resident Evil 4 remake.
I have it. I played it. I live streamed it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I know it is.
Awesome.
I had some medical issues which caused me not to game 100%.
Oh,
That
yeah.
being my teeth, my feet,
Ooh.
whatever. No excuses. There's no excuses. I lost fair and square. I'm trying to get my rank back and just watch me run because I'm going to try. And that's it.
Nice.
All right. We're out of here. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it, Chris. Appreciate it. Scott,
You're
take
welcome.
care. Bye for now.